evening and welcome to Biz RoundUp. I'm Tamiru Nimsab and we at our television bring you a collection of business highlights. Let's have a look at the headlines. Tourism booms. Sri Lanka exceeds 100,000 visitors in March's first 2 weeks. President calls for infrastructure upgrades to boost Sri Lanka's tourism sector. Sri Lanka's Purchasing Manager Index signals growth in February. News in detail. President Anukumar Dissanayake met with police chiefs from both the southern and western provinces, emphasizing the government's commitment to strengthening law enforcement and upholding the rule of law. The meetings were held at the Presidential Secretariat in Colombo recently.
During a meeting with the southern province police chiefs, the President urged officers to carry out their duties without any external influence. He assured them of his administration's full support, including necessary political assistance to safeguard public law and order. Addressing reports on organized crime and drug-related offences, he instructed law enforcement to take swift and decisive action. In a separate discussion with Western Province Police Chiefs, President Dissanayake outlined plans to utilize modern technology and introduce new legislations to combat organized crime and drug abuse. He stressed that maintaining the rule of law is the police department's key responsibility and vital for establishing a just society in Sri Lanka. Key officials, including Minister of Public Security Ananda Vijaypala, Deputy Minister Sunil Watagala, Acting Inspector General of Police Priyantha Veerasurya, and other senior officers participated in both discussions.
President Anukumar Dissanayake emphasized the importance of enhancing infrastructure and services to elevate Sri Lanka's reputation as a leading global tourist destination. During a discussion held at the Presidential Secretariat recently, the President directed officials from the Ministry of Tourism to prioritize quality improvements in facilities and services for visitors.
This comes as Sri Lanka aims to attract 3 million tourists this year, marking a significant step forward for the sector. Officials briefed the President on the budgetary allocations for tourism projects, highlighting plans to enhance essential infrastructure to support this ambitious target. The President stressed the need for efficient utilization of these funds to ensure the country's tourism offerings meet international standards. Present at the meeting were Minister of Foreign Affairs, Tourism and Foreign Employment Vijitha Herath, Deputy Minister Dr. Ruwan Ranasinghe, and other senior officials including Secretary to the President Dr. Nandika Sanath Kumarnayaka.
Sri Lanka's manufacturing and services sectors showed positive growth in February 2025, according to the Central Bank's Purchasing Managers Index. The manufacturing PMI recorded an index value of 56.8, indicating continued expansion driven by higher new orders, production, employment, and stock of purchases.
Notably, the food and beverage manufacturing sector has been gearing up for the upcoming festive season, contributing significantly to this growth. However, prolonged supply delivery times signaled increased pressures on suppliers. Meanwhile, the services PMI stood at 56.5% in February, reflecting a slower but steady expansion compared to 58.5% in January. Growth in financial services, wholesale and retail trade, education and accommodation sectors fueled this expansion. Employment levels have also risen as business practitioners prepare for the festive season, while backlogs of work have declined.
Tourist arrivals to Sri Lanka have surged past 97,000 in the first 13 days of March, according to provisional data from the Sri Lanka Tourism Development Authority. The 100,000 mark for March was cruising within the first 2 weeks, reflecting a significant growth in the sector.
The country recorded a 14.72% increase in arrivals compared to the same period last year. The daily average for March stands at 7,480 visitors, with the highest single day arrival 9,073 coinciding with International Women's Day on March 8th. India leads as the largest tourist source, contributing 15.3% of arrivals with 14,848 visitors, followed by Russia with 13,217, Germany with 9,083, and United Kingdom with 8,845 arrivals. France rounds off the top 5 with 7,109 tourists. The Tourism Ministry is set to launch new promotional initiatives later this month, aiming to further boost the industry.
Stay tuned. We will return after this short commercial break. Welcome back after the break. President Anukumar Dissanayake held a meeting with officials from the Ministry of Industry and Entrepreneurship Development at the Presidential Secretariat to address key issues and opportunities in the manufacturing sector.
Discussions revolve around enhancing efficiency and integration within the manufacturing sector to boost the national economy. The attendees made an emphasis on government-led initial investments and regulations to empower small and medium-scale entrepreneurs. The attendees agreed to establish small-scale industries in investment zones, addressing challenges faced by SMEs, particularly in accessing business loans and land allocation for resource optimization. President urged for expediting the release of lands currently allocated to the Ministry of Industry but not yet released to facilitate industrial projects. President Dissanayake also emphasized the need for maintaining and regulating import restrictions to strengthen local industries.
The Ceylon Chamber of Commerce hosted a gathering titled An Evening with Diplomats in Colombo, bringing together diplomats, business leaders and government representatives. The chief guest of the event, Minister of Foreign Affairs, Foreign Employment and Tourism, Vijay Herath, highlighted the importance of diplomatic engagement in advancing Sri Lanka's economic recovery.
The event was a platform for the private sector to explore trade and investment opportunities in a globalized economy. He underscored the government's priorities of poverty reduction, digitalization and a clean Sri Lanka, calling on foreign embassies to collaborate closely with the government. Chairman of the Ceylon Chamber of Commerce, Duminda Hulangamur, emphasized the Chamber's commitment to expanding trade and investment opportunities for its members. Discussions during the evening focused on trade facilitation, economic cooperation and strengthening Sri Lanka's global business presence.
The Ministry of Mass Media and its stakeholders emphasized the need for stronger food safety regulations, capacity building and public advocacy in Sri Lanka at a knowledge sharing session held in Colombo recently. The event, hosted by the EU-funded BESPA project, was implemented by the Food and Agriculture Organization of the United Nations.
Experts noted several challenges including gaps in enforcement, outdated infrastructure, rising foodborne illnesses and the complexity of supply chains. The proposed solutions include multi-sectoral collaboration, establishing a centralized food safety authority and leveraging AI for real-time monitoring. Additionally, aligning with international food safety standards such as Codex was identified as crucial for Sri Lanka's global trade competitiveness. The BESPA project champions a holistic approach, fostering collaboration among government, industry, academia, and the media to drive progress in food safety governance.
This is where the media plays really an important role to educate the public, to hold food producers to account, and to advocate for stronger food safety practices. And a few examples: fact-based responsible journalism helps combat misinformation and promotes best practices in food safety. Strengthening media capacity and knowledge through initiatives like this one today can ensure that food safety remains high on the public agenda.
Stay tuned. We will return after this short commercial break. Welcome back after the break. Delivering the keynote address at the UN Food Safety event, Health and Mass Media Minister Dr. Nalinda Jayatissa highlighted the collective responsibility to ensure the safety of food. The minister stressed that enhanced regulatory frameworks, better infrastructure and consumer education are vital for achieving a robust food safety system.
I urge all stakeholders, government agencies the private sector, researchers, and consumers to join hands in making food safety to top priority. Together, let us create a healthier and safer Sri Lanka where every citizen has access to food that is not only delicious but also safe and nourishing. I think this is a very significant moment when we talking about the food safety matters. Being the Minister of Health and Mass Media, as our ministry, we can do a lot collaborating the health sector as well as the media. So our program in the food safety sector is to collaborate every stakeholders, international and local, and to streamline all the activities and strengthen the food safety activities. So we have discussed in the cabinet also, we have committee, a subcommittee of the cabinet. This includes the ministries relevant to the production, data collection, and the regulation. So altogether, I think we can achieve this goal.
European Union, in collaboration with the Export Development Board, unveiled the Creative Sri Lanka 2030 Matchmaking Pilot Program 2025 at an event held in Colombo recently. This initiative aims to position Sri Lanka's rich craft heritage in the global marketplace, creating valuable opportunities for local artisans and designers. Distinguished guests from various embassies, international organizations, and Sri Lankan craft institutions attended the event, emphasizing the program's importance. This pilot program will connect 5 leading European and UK brands with Sri Lankan counterparts, focusing on ethical trade, design collaboration, and sustainability. The initiative, supported by the British Council and University of Arts London, includes educational programs to enhance local capacity. Chargé d'Affaires of the EU delegation, Lars Bridrell, stressed the importance of inclusivity and sustainability in crafting a modern export-ready industry.
The European Union, we are made up of 27 countries and member states. That is 450 million people. That makes the largest single market in the world. We are to Sri Lanka the largest trading partner when you combine the export and the import to the European Union. Last year that was 3.7 billion euros. It was 2.7 billion euros Sri Lanka exported to the European Union and imported from 1 billion. So there was a surplus for Sri Lanka of 2.7 billion euros.
Speaking at the event, the chairman of the Export Development Board, Mangala Vijayasinghe, highlighted the untapped global potential of Sri Lankan crafts. Mangala Vijayasinghe emphasized that the creative industry can utilize as a vital catalyst to revive the Sri Lankan economy.
The global creative industry stands today as one of the most dynamic economic sectors worldwide, propelled forward by innovative small-medium entrepreneurs. This vital sector is projected to represent an impressive 10% of global GDP before 2030, highlighting its tremendous significance to economics worldwide. The United Nations estimates the place the creative economy at 2 trillion, generating cultural, crucial revenue stream for small-medium businesses and creating employment opportunities, particularly for women and youth. With nearly 50 million jobs worldwide, the creative industries are not merely economic drivers but powerful catalysts for sustainable development, fostering economic growth, championing gender equality, and reducing inequality and promoting responsible consumption. The Sri Lanka possesses extraordinary potential in this arena. Our nation's inherent craftsmanship, rich cultural diversity, and abundant natural resources provide the perfect foundation for a vibrant creative economy spanning art, craft, design, fashion, film, performing arts, heritage, architecture, and our international renowned cuisine.
With that, we wind up for today. For this and more, subscribe to our channel on YouTube and follow us on Facebook. See you tomorrow with State of Business at 7:45 p.m. Take care and good night.